we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure everything is good. Sorry, currently troubleshooting on another channel because here at when you're a streamer, you gotta troubleshoot and do 1,000 things at one time. So tonight we are Gamer Corner episode 17. Yay! Woo! And tonight I have with me the very famous content creator, Flock Leader. Why you make that face for?
Very famous?
Infamous?
I mean, possibly.
Whichever one you want to go with. So, welcome. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you. I met Flock through, like so many other people, through Clubhouse. You guys are going to constantly hear this every time I introduce somebody. I'm like, how'd you meet that person? I met them through Clubhouse. It might be a while before I say, I met that person actually through Twitch or YouTube or whatever. But a lot of times, the pandemic brought all of us together on this little platform called Clubhouse.
Really did. And I haven't been back since.
I know. I know. I still have the app on my phone though, but I
do too, but it's like I want to say like 3 months or so, I'll just pop in just to see what's going on and what people, oh my God, I see why I left.
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely gonna have to get into that. There's some interesting stuff, man. There's some interesting.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, definitely was great moments, if you will, on the Clubhouse app. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. What rig do you currently stream on? How your name came about? Because, I mean, you always been Flock to me, but how did that name come about?
The name came about, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, although I live in Chicago. Yeah, I know. I hate the Bears.
Listen, as a Jerseyan, I am a Seattle fan. So, like, nobody in my household is a Giants or an Eagles fan. Ain't none of them fans. And we don't talk about the Jets. They don't exist.
The Jets. I got a buddy that's a Jets fan, though.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, I know, right? It's tough.
Cover him.
But that's pretty much how it came about. I was just trying to find, just a name that wasn't too similar to my actual name and stuff like that. So it was just like, okay, I'll be the leader of the flock, because that's what the Ravens is, like the Ravens flock. That's the catch tag.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay, well, I'll be the flock leader. You know what I mean? So it just kind of went from there. It ain't too in depth. That's just what I went with. It just seemed like, okay, that's cool. I'll work with that.
No, that's actually really cool. That's cool. The leader of the flock. I never even thought about it like that. I always just say people's like name, but I don't think about their actual name and what that means.
Yeah, I mean, most people just say some stuff, but I mean, you want to have some meaning behind it.
True.
Because it's who you are. Like, I would never name myself, I don't know, LeBron James the Third or nothing like, you know what I'm saying, like some crazy, or like I'm not a big fan of anime, right? So
they gonna come for you. Hold on, y'all be nice.
Oh, please say what you must. You do know my clapback game is one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of anime. You know what I mean? Because I'm a grown man and I watch cartoons. So.
Y'all.
but like some people name themselves after anime characters, and Itachi this, and you know what I'm saying, like that. So that's just not me. So I just went with what I know. Like, not following anything. I'm the leader of that flock. I'm following.
Okay. Not you
But
coming. Not you coming for the blurs in the chat. Ooh.
I mean, I got no problem with it. I'm
No,
just saying
I
that's just
know.
not this is not me personally, because I know people do that.
Yeah. No, that's true. Now, it is important that whatever your name is, that your brand is, that is true to who you are. And it's even better when it's not an already established brand. If that makes
Yep.
sense? Like it's.
Trust me, I know. We'll get into that later.
So.
It's definitely important.
Mhm. So, are you primarily like a PC streamer? Like, talk a little bit about your content and how you got into content creation.
I mean, how I originally started into content creation, to be perfectly honest with you, I was in a really dark place, and I won't break the rule down and say what, but it was it was tragedy involved, and it was just something for me to do to kind of like keep me keep me moving around a little bit outside of going to work every day and
Mhm.
and coming home. It was just something to do, and I was like, you know what? I started seeing it, and I was like, you know what? I could probably do this. I'm actually pretty good at this game, and this game. So let me see what I could do. So I started doing my research on the different equipment that you need, or what type of you know internet connection you may want to have, and what type of computer and stuff to render these videos and whatnot. So this was like when streaming. I think Twitch was known as Justin TV at the time when I first got into it, and then I started doing YouTube, and that was my place of choice. I just started uploading videos to YouTube, and then I would upload. I want to say I would upload some of everything because I played some of everything at the time. I was playing some of everything, like from retro games to like you know I was playing Madden, I was playing Call of Duty, I was playing 2K, I was playing some of everything. Like I was even playing like Cabela's Deer Hunter and stuff. I was uploading that, and this is when people would just upload gameplay and talk over it. Commentary is what they call it.
Mhm.
So, and it's like 2012, I believe, when I first really started. Like I didn't really like get that serious about it till like later, but like just really just right out the gate. And I was playing primarily on console. To answer your question, I was primarily on console. Like now, I'm more so a little bit of both, depending on what game or what the homies, you know, system of choice is. If they say, look, we gonna get this on here, then the majority of us get it there. If I can get it for free on PC or on console, whichever one. If I get it for free somewhere, that's probably what I'm gonna lean towards. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's just how I move. But
Yeah.
with content creation, it was like just doing stuff, and then people, you start seeing the comments eventually as you grow. Because I mean, we've all been there, and anybody that's just starting YouTube, from someone. I mean, I stopped uploading YouTube like maybe like a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Like consistently, I just really stopped. I just didn't have the time for it, nor did I want to be pigeonholed into the box they were trying to put me in. Because all they really wanted to see from me was uploading 2K. I mean, because I was actually
Mm.
pretty good at the game, and I know how to do like tutorials and showing people how to do this, how to do that, and I was really like efficient. I didn't make 20-minute videos explaining the same thing 100 times. I was like, okay, you're gonna get this 6-minute video, show you what it is, and everybody
Whew.
loved that. It was like, look, you right to the
Listen,
point. Yeah,
those 6-minute tutorials, matter of fact, 3 minutes and less. Like, just let's keep it
yeah,
moving, cause
yeah. That was
baby.
me. And people would comment on it and be like, "Yo, I rock with you, man. You ain't, you don't come across as this." And I wouldn't. When I'm doing stuff and playing that game, that community is, it's interesting. I will say that it's some really weird cats over there, and the fact that I came across as like a genuine dude that was just like, look, this is what I'm doing. I wasn't using a bunch of N bombs in my videos. I wasn't, saying doing a whole lot of profanity and stuff
Yeah,
like that. It was just me getting right to the point, saying what needed to be said. So,
exactly.
and people rocked with it. And when I would do, the other stuff, I would be talking about different like experiences, life experiences, and whatnot. And people was gravitating towards it. So then I started meeting people, off of that, and then eventually started, you know, kind of coming together with those people,
Mhm.
because we all like kind of like-minded.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, I had a circle of friends you know, and it was pretty cool. And some of those people like we all formed the whole brand with now, which is the Gaming Illuminati,
Yeah,
which
talk a little
I'm a
bit.
part of.
Yeah, like I had no idea about anything because somebody said, I guess you like rated into me, and then somebody was like, "Oh, the Gaming Illuminati." I was like, "Huh?"
Right.
They was like,
See,
"Flock."
I never mentioned it.
Yeah,
I
you
never
never mentioned it. I was like,
I never.
"Oh yeah, I know Flock." Yeah, I was like, "What?" But I never pay attention to like groups, so
Yeah.
like they're like, "Yeah, so was in your chat." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's so and so." I be missing
Yeah,
stuff.
that's just yeah. I've been told I'm good at that. Like how I can conveniently leave like important stuff out. Like I've been told that a bunch of times. I don't go around my chest like, yo, I'm part of this. Like, man, I've been a day one member. I mean, we started in 2013 when I believe at the time big homie TBH, which at the time he was known as Modern War Negro. We just it was just one of them things. Yeah, it was just one of them things where it was like, okay, what are we doing? Let's do more. What I mean?
Yeah,
It started with like a gaming podcast.
that's
And this was
awesome.
before everybody else was doing this. Before it was the thing to do, the hit thing. And I was kind of like in and out a little bit because I worked so much. But you knew I was there.
Yes.
So
No,
so
that's
it was just like that, and we've been going strong, man, since then. Like good 10 years in, and I feel like now we're finally starting to get our flowers,
oh
starting to get the recognition that we always knew we deserved.
yeah.
So it just
Welcome.
like that type of thing though. Like I said, with playing and doing starting off with content creation, like you never know like what can stem from that.
That's
The
true.
relationships you can end up building with, like you got to realize like everybody's not your friend, but you don't have to go at it like and try to be everyone's enemy either. It's
Yeah,
like
wait,
just,
hold on. Let's build on that for a second. Welcome in, Raiders. I appreciate you, hands. Thank you so much. You were playing Fortnite, okay? See, a lot of people are trying to pressure me into Fortnite. Come over to come play
why?
something else with me. Um,
Why?
Nine Passion, I see you. I appreciate you and your kneecaps. Elvita, thank you, first time chatter. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope everybody is well. I'm with the super awesome Flock Leader. Y'all can check him out there. Let me pin that message. Fuzzy Slippers, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for stopping in. Yay. Let me just make sure that stays pinned. Okay. Clock is going to play Fortnite just like he plays Among Us. DJ.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I saw you tweeted the stream, so I had to retweet it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get some more people in here, man, so they can learn some stuff about me, man. Cause I know I come across sometimes as just like just indifferent, just whatever. I'm just like chill. Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
you're chilled and laid back. That's all.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back, but one thing about me, I do speak my mind, and a
Mhm.
lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
A
Well.
lot of people don't like that. So, but as I was saying, as far as like building relationships and stuff like that, I mean, we just been fortunate enough to like off those relationships. It wasn't like we were like assembled by someone.
Mhm.
We all came together the way we came together, and it's all been organic. Like every moment that we've had, nothing's been scripted, nothing's been rehearsed. It's all been organic, and we built off that. Like as far as like just brand deals and being able to go to different conventions and even having a website. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we all over the place. So I love that, and the people that really genuinely rock with us, man, I got nothing but love for them too. And the ones that know me, they know that. I
That's
don't say
true.
it a lot, but I greatly appreciate all of them as well. The community that we have.
No, like just being able to build a genuine community, and like you said, like it's important to be mindful of who you keep close and who you build with. Like you meet amazing people along the way, but you meet some not so amazing people as well.
Absolutely. Like, I get that in the Twitch. I'm like the Twitch chat tyrant, man. Like, I will. I just wait for people to just say stupid stuff. It's like, why, man? It's like you get that because you gotta realize, not you could be the nicest. I mean, people didn't like Gandhi. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, like, how can you hate Gandhi? All he wanted was peace on earth. How could you hate that? You know what I mean? So you gotta realize they're just people that's just miserable. And
Yeah, that's true.
my job is to take you out your misery. I mean, I have no problem with grabbing you by the back of your neck, putting you in front of the mirror, taking the red nose off, wiping the paint off, and showing you exactly who you are. I mean, I have no problem with that. Not everyone likes to be that type of person. I don't really care. I don't really care. Get mad. I don't care.
Get mad.
Yeah, get mad.
Oh my gosh. So building on like, so what was speaking of saying what's on your mind, I always appreciated on Clubhouse when you would let it be known your humble opinions on various topics.
Such as, because we got a lot of them. So
yeah, whatever we were talking about, you would weigh in, and I always appreciate when you came into my girl gamer group that I had early in the morning.
Oh yeah, that was cool, man. That was so cool because I was like, why am I being invited to go in? I was like, I would just be listening. He'd be like, oh, you invited to speak. I'm like, why would I?
Yeah,
you know.
listen.
But what's crazy is, I'ma say this. In that instance, the women in there were the best. The majority of them. It was a few that was, you know, that was special. And I'll touch on, because it's a couple that stick out in my mind, but the majority of you all took the information so well, and in stride. Even the ones that would say stuff and they would kind of act like they knew what they were doing, and I would kind of like tell them like, no, that's not what you do. That's not going to get you anywhere. That's like microwave. You know what I'm saying? That's microwave mentality. You know what I mean? It don't taste good.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't taste good. It's not gonna be a good look for you. And those of you that did that, I always felt like that was cool because they were so receptive of it. And I met I still to this day support a good like 4 or 5 of you that I met in there. And I make sure when I see you all streaming, I come in there and say what up at least and watch for a little bit. Even if I'm not in there typing so much, I'm doing other stuff in the background, or if I'm at work. I mean, I make sure I got it up in the background and support y'all.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah, I have random sound alerts that
I can hear it. I can hear it echoing. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So what I did, because everybody has like, a lot of people have the same like similar sound alerts. And I was like, I want my sound alerts to be personalized. So when I would randomly go into people's chats, they would have like these whole different ways that they would greet me, if they were singing my name. A lot of people actually were singing my name. So I would then clip it, save it.
Oh, okay.
And make it a sound alert.
I do that a lot. My stream deck is filled with other people saying stuff that I catch them saying something silly or something funny or whatever. So yeah.
So now a lot of people, if it's that person, they like to use their own sound, and some people like they just enjoy the sounds way too much. they enjoy it way too much. Right. But yeah, Ginseng said the flock was confused. Like, what in the world?
Yeah, I was. I ain't gonna lie. I think you saw my face. I'm not good at hiding my reactions and stuff. So I'm not gonna lie. Like, you'll see me like, wait. Just like when you said that earlier, like the I'm like, huh? Like I am not very special.
Everybody's special to somebody. So with that in mind, I like to do a little icebreaker with every single person that we have on Gamer Corner. 2 truths and a lie. Me and the chat sit down and together we try to figure out what is the lie between the 2 truths.
Okay. Alright. I've never had a threesome.
Okay.
I used to play and one basketball.
Okay.
And I'm over 40 years old. You know I had to start with something. You know I had to start with something crazy.
Thank
Man.
you, Ginseng.
You know it wouldn't be me if I didn't.
Well, Ginseng, which one do you think is the lie?
No, don't ask him.
No, Ginseng, I'm gonna need you to weigh in. I'm gonna need you to weigh. Not gonna lie, I forgot how old Flock is. See, that's the thing. It's like, I'm just gonna go with the first one. It's the lie, cause
That's what?
Cause wait, how'd you word the last one? How did you word it? You said you were over 40 years old?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, that could be true. You know, our people be looking like they 12 years old and be 85, so, so, whatever about that one. And then Miller was A1 basketball. And one, excuse me. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one, and I'm gonna believe that you were over 40 and that you played and one basketball. I mean, the fact that you bring up and one basketball put you over 40.
I made it really easy. I really did.
Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah! Woohoo! I feel very proud of myself.
You're actually right.
So that's cool. Wait, talk about more about playing and1 basketball, because that was like awesome. I think I even had a T-shirt and everything. I was really into that.
it was cool. It was cool. It was one of those things. They used to do what they call open runs. Chicago being a bigger city, this was one of the cities they came to. So when they came, they would have you kind of just play in the game, and how you performed, that they would decide if they wanted you to play. How they would say, okay, we want you to play in the game against us. And that's just kind of how it was. I was out there I was doing okay. I didn't think I was doing that great, but I guess I did enough where they saw me, and I was out there. I knew how they played, so I knew what they were looking for. They're like, you're not gonna make this playing defense out there hustling and all that. You got to do something that you got to get a couple oohs and ahs. So that's kind of how it worked. That's kind of how it worked. So it's like when I did that, I played, and then I played in the game against them. This was right before they did the whole the one that was on ESPN that they used to have a series on every week. It was like right before that. It was like the year before that when I played. So you didn't really get to see it unless someone was recording it, literally recording it. But I remember playing, and then when I played in the actual game, they invited me to go to another city and play on that opposing city's team, because they never know what the talent pool is gonna be like. So they it was me and another guy. So it was like I did Chicago, I want to say Indianapolis, they call it Naptown, and did one more city. I want to say it was Kentucky, somewhere in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I went to that, and they paid for my hotel, they and stuff like that. So it was just make sure I had enough money to eat with, for the most part. And that was that. And I did it for like 2 years in a row. So, because afterwards, after those 3, I would go back home, go live my life. And then when they came back the next year, they asked me to, do it again. So, it was cool though. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
That sounds cool. Like I always enjoyed watching like the videos of it afterwards. So like I said, That shows you how old I am, because I
It's
used to
crazy.
watch it.
I never even mentioned this before to the people I'm cool with till we were in LA, and someone recognized me when we were in LA, which was so random. We were at E3 standing outside because the E3, where they had E3, it was right across the street from the Staples Center, whatever they call it now, but it was a Staples Center then.
Okay.
And the guy recognized me. He was like, "Yo, didn't you play?" something?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm looking all weird, like, how the hell did he know that? Like 2002. Like, okay, yeah, all right.
Because,
So,
I mean, we used to watch
yeah.
some things like Heavy.
Yeah, so I'm just like, all right. And then they like, why is he asking me? I'm like, yeah, he recognized me from playing AM1. They like, what? They like, how you just casually mentioned that? Like, how nobody, I'm like, man, like I could talk about it to y'all asses. I'm gonna bring back the glory days and stuff. Like, I don't do that, man. I just don't do that.
You don't do that? You don't?
Nah, I don't do that. So it's like I never bring it up unless it's like within context.
Yeah.
'Cause this is how I am. Like, I try not to just, oh yeah, like, you could be talking about I don't know, what's that stuff called? Some botanical stuff or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, did I ever mention the time I studied in the space station and was about to be an astronaut? You know, it's like where's the correlation? So it's like, why even just randomly mention that?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I guess when you're talking about basketball or something, I mean, I saw your tweet talking about the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, it was interesting. That's all I'll say.
It was
not always in a good way.
I mean, it was better this year than it was last year.
I agree. I agree. And it was because of one person.
Yeah. So
crazy.
we're hoping next year it could be even better. It's not going to be like it was. It's just
they need the oohs and ahs, man. They like some people. They don't even care. They don't even care like how great the dunks are. They just want to get behind somebody that they know. You know what I mean? It's like when I used to watch it as a kid, you knew you was gonna see guys like Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, and you know those guys.
You saw
like
the big name people.
You saw the big names in it because they were gonna be in the All-Star game too. So it's like these guys. I didn't know. Like, I only knew one guy because I knew who his dad was. The guy that won it. I saw him on like House of Highlights a couple years ago. You know, so it's like I remembered the name, but he wasn't even in the NBA. He was in the G League. He's in the developmental league. So it's like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they should get if they're not gonna have the NBA players in, they should just get those pro dunkers that tour all over the world.
True.
To go in there and do it. You know what I mean? Because at least you know you're gonna get maximum effort and some stuff you've never seen before.
You know what?
On that scale.
That's true. If you're not giving me the big name people, then give me the pro dunkers. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to see really cool dunks. I prefer to see it by a big name person that I know. But if I'm not getting that, show me amazing dunks.
They gotta stop having they gotta stop having these non-dunkers as judges too.
Ooh.
Like, they gotta stop having non-dunkers as judges. Ooh.
Or anybody with a sordid criminal background as well.
Oh God. I just have to realize what he's talking about. Oh my God. I mean, it was in Salt Lake City. It was in Utah, so you know they had to put him in there to do something.
Did they though?
I mean, they did. He's the franchise all-time best player, so I understand them putting him in there to do something. But I would rather see guys like Vince Carter, Dominique Wilkins, and even Dr. J with his old hating ass. You know what I'm saying? I want to see those guys judging, guys that's seen it.
Yeah, seen it. Been.
I don't want to see Dwayne Wade judging anymore because he hotboxed that one year and they cheated that boy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. Cause he did it for his teammate. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So I know you talking about not looking back as much, but guess what? Some of my questions do look back. So,
alright, how are you?
Hey, y'all, just clip it every time y'all play a sound alert and Flock makes a crazy face. Mr. Flex a lot. Thank you for the follow. Mr. Calvin, I see you.
That's one of my peoples. He good people.
Hi, peoples. What is your first memory of gaming? So we're gonna go back in time.
Oh yeah, we definitely going back in time.
Let's talk about it.
Ooh,
About it.
my first memory of gaming is, to be honest with you, watching my mother play Miss Pac-Man.
Oh,
I remember she used to go bowling a lot. So of course, me and my brother would be there with her, and they had in the bowling alley, the Miss Pac-Man one. They had the one where you could sit down at with the glass top, where you kind of look down at and play it. I remember that. That's like my earliest memories of video games. So that and watching her play that stuff like that, Centipede, and what else? And then also, when she playing, she had to throw some quarters our way for us to play something to keep us occupied and busy. Just to keep us good. So once you start it, you plant that seed.
that's it.
Once I started getting a little older, go to the corner store, and that corner store had like 3 or 4 arcade games in there, and the rest was history.
No, that's so cool because similar, my parents would take us bowling, and we had to bowl one game. We paid for you. You're gonna bowl a game, and then they would give us a roll of quarters.
Yep.
Watch your little brother go over there.
Yeah,
And they would
me.
continue to bowl for the rest of the night. We would play games for the rest of the night.
Take your brother with you, make him pretend like he's playing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But have you seen the 4-player Pac-Man? That is the same thing with the glass and you look down. It's a 4.
Is that the one that's on the Switch?
No. It's the actual machine, like in a
Oh.
There's no
I
arcades
haven't.
anymore.
I actually haven't.
You need to
Actually
see
haven't.
that. You need to see that.
I don't know why I'm thinking Pac-Man 99. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. Prime, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Listen, every dollar, every sub, every bit goes straight to the BIPOC Streamer Award. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. EMP, I see you. I appreciate you for being here. EMP was on the show a couple of weeks ago. So thank you.
What up, Brody?
Thank you. He says, shout out to you and the Gaming Illuminati. Sweet. Yes. I had my birthday party one year at one of those like bouncing places. So we're all way too old and we're bouncing and stuff. And yeah, cause,
Like Urban Air or something.
yeah, and you jump into the foam pit, and that was cute. But
I was just up there in November.
yeah, we were too old because it was like now you gotta get out of the foam pit, and it was a problem because we were old. But they had a Pac-Man that had 4 players, and you were playing kind of against each other with the ghost in the mix of it. It was chaos, and everybody was like heavy on that game. It was like we ignored everything else, and we were. So
That sounds fun.
yeah. So if you ever find it,
I'll definitely try it out because
Play.
I was actually pretty good at Miss Pac-Man.
mm-hmm. Yes. No, if you could. Does your mom still play video games?
Nah, actually my mom passed away in
Oh, I'm
2010.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
But was she still an avid video game player?
Nah, she was. She had been long done with games and stuff by then.
She was like, "That's cute. I'm done." So, funniest moment in your content creation. So, like, I know a lot of times when I stop in and I watch you, you are doing various tier lists.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I am fighting for my life in the chat because I'm not agreeing. Usually,
Oh, yeah.
I'm agreeing with you,
the
but
chat is always moving in there
yeah,
too.
but like sometimes some people in the chat or the people who you have in the background,
Oh yeah, they have some real crazy take.
I'd be like, no, like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, and I see you.
I'd be like, hold on, I can't type fast enough.
Right. And I always have my own special greeting for like when one of the ladies come in there and say what up. So.
Yeah. So tell us more about how'd you get into tier listdom. I'm gonna make that as a word.
be honest with you, yeah, it's not, but I'm gonna flow with it anyway.
It's a weird. It's a word. I made it up. It's there. It's in Webster's.
I started just messing around because this was around the pandemic. You know what I mean? So I was just finding stuff to do because I got tired of playing games. The games that were out, it was just not fun.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not gonna sit here like I feel bad for people that have to do that though. Like I really don't. Like I carved my own niche. I blazed my own trail, and I've always been proud of that. You know what I mean? From a streaming aspect, because you know I started like I didn't start then. Like I started like years sooner, but I was like so inconsistent. So when the pandemic hit, I wasn't able to do as much. So it was basically like go to work, come home, go to work, come home. And when I'm off, I was like, you know what? I'm not going here. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Let me think of do something else. I don't want to sit and play games. So I would, I started off doing stuff like, doing tier lists. I was watching Fraternity Court. We was doing those brackets. It just transformed into its own thing where the people just started anticipating it, and they could not wait for the next one. And then it wasn't just me in there. It was like I had my people, like my GI homies, a few people that I'm cool with in the Discord that that I knew would cause like it was all. It's like I knew some of it would kind of annoy me at times. Yeah. But at the same time, it was a good annoyance. It was like, look, it ain't a circle jerk, and that was the plan. You know what I mean? You don't want everybody to agree with everybody, because then it's like, okay, what's the point?
Yeah, there's no debate, there's no discussion.
I wanted to have different personalities in there, so it was like I just kept doing it. And like that was like the pandemic was so crazy because like not only was I working on that stuff, I was actually working on like my body and and fitness and stuff like that, like my health and whatnot. Because like during the pandemic, people say they got that with that quarantine 15 and stuff like that. I lost a good 35 pounds during the pandemic. Yeah. So, so it was like that was a motivator for me to do other stuff. It's like just keep busy. Don't let this run you. So it's like we were doing that, and I just thought about, I'm like, what don't I see people doing? And I was like, you know what? I like ranking stuff because I know people that mess with me, that generally rock with me, they respect my opinion. You know what I mean? Because they know I'm gonna give them an honest one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm always like, one thing about me, like you can call me a lot of things, but one thing you never call me is a liar. So, or you can't call me deceitful or something like that. So, and with my personality mixed with everyone else's, I felt like it would be entertaining. So, I just started doing it. Like I said, it started with I don't know what I did first, if it was Fraternity Court first, or was it the tier list and whatnot first, whichever one it was. I just remember when I was doing Fraternity Court, it was like, damn, I look up. I went from averaging, 20 some odd people in the stream to 60 some odd people in the stream to 80 to 100. Then I look up, I'm averaging 150 people per stream while I'm doing this. So I'm like, damn. And I remember all my homies, I'm putting y'all Negroes on blast. A few of them tried to clown me for it. Like, look at Mr. Just Chatting, Mr. I'm like, okay.
All right.
I'm on to something though. And then after a while, it was like, dang. I know they was looking at them numbers. They like, yo, this man is doing something. So he might be on to something. So I was doing that, and then like I said, with the tier list, it was like I went from taking the ones they already had preloaded to creating my own with the images and everything. So I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I was really like doing it. Yeah. And it paid off. And it just kept going. It just started turning into this thing, man. And people was loving it. And then I started looking, and I started seeing some people, some more popular people, some less popular people, taking my format.
Of course.
And was doing it on their own, and not paying homage. Like, I wouldn't mind if you just said, okay, look, I got my inspiration from this guy, Flock Leader, you know what I'm saying? Check him out because he do them too. But, that'd be too much like doing the right thing. But if I ever get inspiration from someone, I always give that person credit. Yeah. Always. Because that's just the type of person I am, because I always want that in return. That's all I would ask for, but that's neither here nor there now. But I would, I would just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And people were they were loving it. And my thing is, with streaming, it's like you always want to leave people wanting more. You know what I mean? So you always want them to want more.
To want more, yeah.
Yeah, I tell y'all, I used to tell y'all this in Clubhouse, man. You know,
Yes.
speculation and anticipation, man. That's something that that's gonna always be your friend
Mm-hmm.
in content creation. Because if they like, my thing is, if you go see a magician, right? How many times you go watch the same magician do the same trick over and over? You've seen him once, right? You might see him a second time,
But
but the
after
second time you
that-
start seeing him repeat the same stuff. Like, I know all your tricks already,
Mm-hmm.
so I know what to expect. So that's why, you know, I always made sure it wasn't the same topics. It was like we would do tier lists on gaming controllers, on snacks. I remember you came in there about cereal.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
because
mean?
I'm a fight for my cinnamon toast crunch. We fighting. Listen, listen.
I remember that.
I'm fighting for my life with my
yeah.
CTC now.
So, you know, that's just one, like it went from one thing all the way over here to something completely different. But I always made sure it was something that I was knowledgeable about, because I felt like it wouldn't be thorough if I was talking about, like, I would never personally, for just me, do, like, we joked about the anime stuff earlier. I wouldn't do a best anime or nothing because I don't watch it. All
Sure.
I'm gonna say is Ninja Scroll is the best anime of all time, because that was what I came up watching, and that's all I'm gonna say. And it's gonna trigger people, but, you know, get mad. I don't care. You know, I don't really care because I don't have the knowledge to go into that whole spiel, so I stay away from that. And that was
Yeah.
another thing. I always stayed in the lane I was comfortable in. You know what I mean? I would try different stuff, but as long as it was in that realm that I felt comfortable in, you know, then I would do it. But if it wasn't, I just stayed away from it. I don't have FOMO. I don't try to do what everybody else is doing. I
Sure.
just carve my own lane, and, you know, by, you know, the people supporting me and the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I was able to get partnered off of doing that, as opposed to other people. You know, I felt like I didn't, and this is no knock on anybody else. I'm gonna say this. I gotta sit up for this.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's sitting up, y'all. He's sitting up.
I streamed at the time, maybe at the most 3 days a week, for like 2.5 hours a day. And I was doing tier lists and watching Paternity Court. And I got partnered from doing that. I did not have to stream for 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. So it can happen.
See?
I am
See?
not special. I don't have the recipes and all this other stuff. I just did what I was comfortable doing, what I was really good at. I knew I was really good at that, and I stuck with it, and I let it play itself out.
Yeah.
I was just in a good position, you know, where I was able to do it at that time.
Yeah. See? You can stream for a good time, not a long time. I keep
There
telling
you go.
y'all that.
You know what I mean? It's quality over quantity, man. Like, I don't do all that where you have a bunch of dead air. Like, when I'm streaming, it's constant. You know what I'm saying? It is constant. We constantly going, we constantly talking about something.
Yeah.
We're chopping up about anything. My chat is always moving, so I'm always responding to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that, you know what I'm saying, that support me, that's in here now. You know what I mean? Like, I got nothing but love for them people, man, because they help make that happen, because, like I said, speculation and anticipation.
True. Very true. Wait, there was something you said. Oh. What was your favorite tier list that you've ever done?
There's so many of them. I can't
I-
lie. That's
nope, nope.
That's like picking your favorite kid.
Uh,
Oh,
Parents
honestly, don't
have
know.
a favorite kid. They lie, say they don't, but they do. They do.
I don't have a favorite.
Or
kid.
what's
That's
one
it.
that you really enjoyed? Like, it was really a lot of fun to do. Not necessarily what was your
Oh.
favorite or not.
We did one on video games. It was something video game related. I remember us
Mhm.
doing.
I know.
We also did one that was, it's probably like my most popular ones, where we ranked. I want to say we ranked superheroes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably the most popular one, because that was like the only time I got like so annoyed. Because how I would do it, if we did the brackets, that was the brackets. I take that back. That wasn't the tier list.
Oh, okay.
That was the
Bracket.
bracket. We did the brackets on that one. And that was how the brackets would work. Is everyone that's in the Discord, they get a vote on that face off.
Ooh.
So the majority was always ruled. I wouldn't put my chest out and veto it or nothing like that.
See, that's my
Very
problem.
good.
I always be like, you know what? That's cute. Veto. Nope.
Yeah, you know, I never did that, and it was times that I should have and I could have, but I didn't, because. And I remember just going off because someone picked, I think it was like Silver Surfer over the Punisher or something. And a lot of people know me, know I'm a huge Punisher fan. So, like, even my sub badges are the Punisher, logo. So, but yeah, it was like that. And then with the tier list, I believe the tier list one that like that sticks out in my mind is one that we did on video game characters, because there was this big debate whether I think the highest level was like iconic. And I
Okay.
think I made the argument that Mega Man was not iconic, and I knew a couple people that were Mega Man fans.
Oh,
that
they
didn't
go
go to another
hard for
room.
their Mega
Yeah.
Man.
So I hopped in that room with them midstream. I'm like, watch this, y'all. Y'all about to really get some. Y'all about to really get some content here. I'm like, hey man, would you say that Mega Man is iconic? Because I think I put him as overrated. And then it just went. And I'm trying the whole time to
Ooh.
keep a straight face. And then like people see me over there like this, like I'm trying so hard not to bust up laughing. It just went into like a 20-minute
Yeah.
debate, heated might I add, over is this person iconic? Is this person belongs here? This is like that stuff like that, because it was so organic. Because it was just me and somebody else just going over stuff, and then we got like 3 other people involved, and it turned into like, yeah. And the chat was giving their input in on it. My chat is always great, regardless of what I'm doing. They always give their insight on something, and they always appreciate the message I'm trying to go. Because I always try to lead people. That's another thing with my streams. You always gonna laugh, and you gonna always leave with some form of knowledge about something.
Yeah.
That's always my goal.
No, that's actually a really good goal to have. No, that's cool. Like, I always enjoy being in there because I just enjoy the chaos. And sometimes,
Yes, it's a lot of that.
and sometimes I do say something crazy on purpose just because I don't necessarily believe it, but it's just to let me just throw a little chaos in there.
You
too.
know, I see it. I see something, I'm like, girl, you know that, right?
Because
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's fun at that point. Like, you know.
Oh,
Go ahead.
there was another one when we did the black TV show, or was it the sitcoms? I don't know if you were in there for that one.
I don't know.
And we had a guy that was in there claiming that he watched all these sitcoms, and then we would grill him, like, because we knew he was lying. I can say it now. I knew he was lying, like 2 other of us knew he was lying, so we was messaging each other on the low while we was in Discord, like, hey, ask him, when we get to this, ask him about what this person did, what was his occupation. I think it was like, what did Al Bundy do? He like, he was insurance or something like that. I'm like,
Fam.
get him. You know what I mean? We were doing that on the low, so it came and called like, it's like, he just kept lying about it, man. Shout out to D. Gary. You know who you are. You know what you did, bro. So we had to get him for that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, come on now.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, though. It's always a good fun. It's like no one ever takes it personally, you know, and stuff like that. It's just like we talk crazy to and about each other. If you can't do that with the people you cool with, then we ain't that cool.
Exactly.
That's how I am.
No,
and
it's
like
true.
me, I'm not the type that condition, because you know me, I talk a lot of shit. You know, I talk big shit. So, you know, I can't be talking all that crazy mess and not be able to take it coming back to me.
That's
So
true.
when you get me real good, I'll just sit there and be like, okay,
All right.
good stuff.
Yeah, you got me. You got me. Are you currently playing anything right now? I know we're talking about tier lists and whatnot.
Yeah, actually, I haven't streamed for a while, so you haven't seen me really play anything lately. I just haven't really had the time. I've been really busy, like I said, between work. I'm actually coaching AAU basketball.
Oh,
as well.
sweet.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, it's just, you know, trying to have a personal life, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So I'm doing a lot of different things. But I have been enjoying Hi-Fi Rush. I don't know if you played that. Hi-Fi Rush.
I've
Yeah,
seen
that's
people
actually
play
fun.
it, but I haven't played it.
It's actually fun. It's actually really fun. It's on Game Pass. That's how I got it.
Yeah.
I've been playing Need for Speed Unbound. I actually went back and started playing GTA 5 again. Don't ask me why, but me and a few of my friends started back playing that. We just be in there gambling all night. That's pretty much what we do. That's what we do. We go in there and play blackjack. That's what we do. And we be talking crazy. We might drive somewhere, do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Get a quick laugh. It's always funny moments in that game.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? Every now and again I hop on and play some 2K. It's just, that game just, I got a love-hate relationship with that game. Like, I know I'm good at the game, but that game just sometimes just annoys me. It's just the people that you play with sometimes. You're not playing with the full team.
Yeah.
But what else? There's something else that I was just playing. What's crazy is my backlog is so ridiculous, right? I'm gonna admit something. A lot of y'all, like people that's been in my chat know this already, but I legit just beat a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, just beat the first God of War from 2018.
Oh,
I just beat that game like a month ago. So
that,
yeah,
nothing wrong with that because
my backlog is ridiculous. Like that's how far back my backlog is because I just really don't be having time. And the little time I have, everybody like, yo, let's do this. Let's do. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do that. I'll come back to this later. Yeah,
mhm.
later turns into a year turns into two. So
Yeah.
life be lifing, man. So
Listen, and my niece, she was very honest. She was like, I don't know why y'all keep all these games. You'll never play them. Maybe you should just let them go. And I was like,
and the second you do, that's when you're gonna want to play them.
yep. Like,
Because
be
I have
quiet.
I have an entire like closet like thing in my basement full of like all my old retro systems and games and stuff like as far back as the NES. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are we the same person? Because I have a closet filled with all my old systems. The older ones like that are at my parents' house, but like, yeah, everything else is in the closet back into its original box,
Right.
and
Yeah,
it's
I got a lot of that. A lot of that.
it's like, oh yeah, I got that. It's in the closet.
Yeah, I used to like have all my like my DJ stuff in here, my MPC that I make beats with. I used to have all that stuff in this room that I'm in because this is like just a spare room in my house.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I'll set up shop in here and do, do my put my PC and my PS5 and all my other little stuff in here. And I used to have that in here too, but then I was just like, you know what? It was too much clutter because I just didn't get around to messing with it anymore. So I was like, let me break down this shelf, to put this and just do everything downstairs. So I have more space in here.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm about to redo this room.
Okay. Are we gonna get like some cool?
Oh yeah, some cool something. Yeah,
Some
take
cool
the
gaming.
paneling down behind me, repaint it, get some shelves. You know what I'm saying? Have my my sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And may have like because me, I'm a sports dude, so I might have some jerseys in the background. I might have some records. You know what I'm saying? Some vinyl records in the background. That's probably what I'm leaning towards.
No,
So I
that's,
have like some vinyl stuff in the background. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. So.
no, that's cool. Like, especially when you do like the vinyl records like on the wall and like do
Mhm.
like that theme. To actually be.
Cause I got a lot of them, and then I go to record stores all the time. Producers, we call it crate digging. So that's what that's kind of what I do.
No, actually, that's actually really cool. I look forward to seeing the redo. And are you gonna take down the wood paneling?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. I'm taking that down and repainting it.
Yeah. No, man, that's gonna look real dope when you're actually done with the makeover. So, is there anything coming out that you're looking forward to? Because I know you say like the backlog is crazy, and like so
Yeah.
many other times when you have a crazy backlog, what you do is you ignore it and you just
Yeah.
go buy new stuff. So
That's exactly what happens sometimes. Like I'm not gonna say it's a lot that's coming out that really I'm really looking forward to. I guess 'cause I've been burned so many times, so I try not to have that excitement. It's like it's hard for me to get excited for stuff anymore because you get disappointed a lot. Like I remember what was that Marvel Avengers? I was looking forward to that.
Oh.
Disappointment. Gotham Knights. Disappointed. Even though I beat the game and what I'm saying, I was like max level and all that, it was still a disappointment.
yeah.
Even recently, even though it's in early access, the game that I was looking the most forward to was the Undisputed game. It's a boxing game.
Oh
Because,
yeah, I
I'm really
saw.
into boxing because like
Mhm.
I actually was an amateur boxer too. So boxing is my thing. Boxing and basketball is like that's what I did. So I love boxing. So I was looking so forward to it, but then I got my hands on it when they first put stuff, and it was just like really, really janky. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I know it's just for PC, and I know it's early access and stuff, but it
It just
doesn't
wasn't.
seem right. I'm like, I'm not paying $30 for this game, and it doesn't run right on PC. Like maybe by the time it gets to console, it'll be smoother. I might try it then if I hear or I see is in better shape, but
Mhm.
that's really much of a letdown because we haven't had a real boxing game since like 2011.
Yeah.
Fight Night.
Fight Night.
So,
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that. My ex used to
Yeah,
play
so
that.
that's a disappointment. So that's
time.
why I can't say it's nothing I'm really like. I was looking forward to what the hell was the game that Suicide Squad, because I do want to try that out, but I know they pushed it back. So
Mhm.
that's one game on top of my head. Anything else? I know people are talking about that Star Wars game
Oh yeah, yeah.
coming out. You know what I mean? That I do want to play Hogwarts. I do want to play that. I know, I know some people got their reservations about that, but me personally, I've never read Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter. The game just looked fun. I'm not me personally, and I'm not saying anyone else should feel this way, you or anyone else. I just me personally, I'm not gonna let what this person said or how this person feels, whatever about whatever,
Mhm.
sway me on it because I don't know. Like I didn't know that until afterwards. Because like I
Yeah.
said, I never followed this stuff, so I don't feel like I feel like it's a time and a place to kind of grieve stuff like that. And for me, it just wasn't as big a deal as some people made it out to be.
Yeah. No, okay. Um, yeah, I saw the Star Wars game, and I do just enjoy Star Wars overall. Um, somehow, some
And I
way.
don't.
Uh,
And I don't. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
so you're not an anime guy. You're not a Star Wars guy. Are you a Star Trek person?
No, I'm not a Star Trek person.
Are you Marvel versus DC? Which one are you choosing?
Come on, Marvel.
Okay,
It's not even close.
I had to ask because you kept saying I'm not this, I'm not that. I was about to say,
I mean, although Black Adam was good, Black Adam was cool.
mm-hmm.
That was a good movie. I think people pissed on it for no reason. I thought the movie was actually good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but you know, I
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, let's be real. Marvel hasn't been setting the world on fire lately either. So, what is? I mean, because that last Thor movie was not that good. I've heard that Ant-Man movie was not that. I was actually supposed to go see it this weekend, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to go because some other
Like-
stuff coming up. So, but yeah, I'm seeing that. So, like, I guess the next movie I'm gonna go watch is Creed. But
okay.
yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Marvel just I'm trying to think. What was the last really good Marvel movie? Can you tell me? Because I'm kind of stuck.
The
Damn. See what I'm saying?
so,
Like-
talking about the gaming industry.
Mhm.
I mean, I enjoyed Black Panther, but I don't know. I put that in a separate category from Marvel movies. So I guess the last one would be the Avengers, the Endgame, right? That's the last Avengers.
The game was cool. I liked it, but at the same time, there was stuff about it that I didn't like.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like the moment at the end. Well, pseudo end.
Yeah, I know the fan service with the ladies. I got you.
No, I wasn't even gonna say that. I just like the part
Oh.
where Falcon's like on your left, and it's like, and then they all come
Oh, like
through.
right before that.
Yeah,
when
that
everybody came
that
up, right before
moment,
that.
because it's like,
Oh,
it goes back to like Winter Soldier, and
Mhm.
so like that was my
Right.
favorite moment. And when I rewatch it, I like to rewatch that particular moment because that was a
Right.
good moment. So
Did you watch those Disney Plus shows? Speaking of that,
yes, I watched all of them.
mm,
Yes.
which ones did you really like? Tell the truth.
I
right.
liked. So what do we have? We had Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
You had WandaVision.
WandaVision.
You had Loki. You had Winter Soldier, Falcon. Is it another one that
I think Loki might have been my favorite one out of all of them. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm sure there'd probably be like, oh, there's that one. I like that one more. But Loki was really good.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. So.
None of them are better than Mandalorian.
Oh well, no.
I did watch some. Now I did watch some of that, and I did like that.
I am such a dork. I just picked this up. It's a Grogu Tamagotchi. So I get to have my own little baby Yoda to take care of.
Okay.
It came across my Amazon, and I was like, yes, buy now.
Oh my God, you like me.
That's, well, you know.
You're like me. You see on Amazon, it's like, yeah, I might as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
if I don't get it now, I'm gonna forget.
Exactly. So, speaking of the gaming industry, I know we just discussed how there has not been a great boxing game in almost, was it? Over 10 years.
Yeah.
And over 10 years, and this Undisputed One is having its issues. So, what are your thoughts on the gaming industry? How do you see it going? Are you satisfied with that? With this progression? If there is any.
Satisfied? Am I satisfied now? No, I'm not. I feel like we still have to, but at the same time, I try to give people grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're still a lot. You got to realize it takes years to develop a game. And I have a friend, shout out to my boy Ethos, who's actually a game developer that's in GI. He's developing a game called Samurai Zero. I don't know when that shit's actually coming out, but he's been working on it for the longest time, and that's
Yeah.
like the big example. But you have to realize, like, we went through that pandemic, and a lot of people are still playing catch up because of that.
True.
So, you can either take your time, let it bake, let it do what it do in the oven, or you can rush it out, put out a rush product, and hope it go over some people's heads. Some people don't catch the the frailties, and flaws, and go with that and be like, okay, because we know it's a lot of AAA developers that do that. EA is one of them. I'll say it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
2K is another one. I'll say it. I don't care. It's a few. You know what I'm saying? Ubisoft was doing it, and then they finally learned that you can't come out with an Assassin's Creed game every year, so they started taking breaks.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Between these games. So you just gotta try to give grace, and when something great or something really good comes out, just relish in the moment. Stop comparing it to stuff that came out before it or something that's coming out after. Because I always say, like, one way to ruin something special is to compare it to something else.
True.
So you don't want to do that, So it's like I try never to just compare it to something else. Like, we'll say some will come out and they be like, Elden Ring better. It's like, who mentioned Elden Ring? It's like because that's how the gaming like community is. It's like those weird LeBron fans that when they see a post about Michael Jordan, they start talking about LeBron. or the opposite.
Weird LeBron.
You got weird Michael Jordan fans that when they post something about LeBron, they bring up Jordan. It's like, it ain't about him, dummy. Like, just appreciate what you have in front of you. So it's like I just try not to be that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I just try to enjoy what we have in front of us. And I always had this thing, like, I don't enjoy it, I don't mess with it. I don't go out my way to hate on it, but I'm not gonna give a bunch of fake praise either. I'm not gonna do that either. It's like, okay, my backlog is too crazy for me to be stuck on this one game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is not fun. Let me go do something else when I got time to do something else. So I feel like the gaming industry, it has the potential to get better, but at the rate of where everything is and the way that people kind of dictate how these games come out, because they'll demand multiplayer for something.
Yeah.
When they had no desire to ever make a game have multiplayer in it. And then that stuff will come out and it'll be terrible. It'll be bad net code, it'll be bad this, bad that. It's like, this is what you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
And then you demanded it so fast, you know what I mean? It's like, y'all didn't give them a chance to do it. If they planned on doing it, let them do it. But if they didn't, just be grateful for what you have in front of you. We live in a world of like entitlement, man. Entitlement.
Yeah.
Everyone has this entitlement, man. It's like, god damn.
Entitlement and instant gratification.
Instant gratification era. That's what we live in. Like, everybody wants something for nothing.
Yep.
It's like nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to work.
Nope. They are not gonna wait. No. Not at all.
I'm still waiting on you to bring up this Clubhouse stuff.
Well, okay. Well, we can bring that up now before I ask you.
You know, that's how it all started. So.
Well.
Oh my God.
I was in my happy little bubble in Clubhouse, and I wasn't aware of a lot of things until like afterwards. But go forth and share, and then I'll ask you the hardest question of the night afterwards. Talk about Clubhouse. Talk about your, like, Clubhouse really brought a lot of people together. It brought out a lot of interesting things that occurred. Some people, I had one rule for the people around me or who associated with me on Clubhouse. Don't show your behind on Clubhouse. And they were like, what do you mean? I'm like, don't get caught up in the drama. Don't be out here acting foolish. I don't want to come into another room the next day and they're like, oh, did you hear what happened with so and so? Because that's how it was. It was like, it became like high school. And it was like literally the different rooms were like different classrooms. And as you jump from classroom to classroom, it was just like, oh, did you hear about so and so? Blah blah blah. Now people are DMing people off of other platforms, and you know, and there was some big, you know, upheavals that did occur through Clubhouse, and it was Go ahead.
Interesting. That's all. I really don't have another word for it. It was just some interesting characters in it.
There were some rooms. And then I'm still hearing about, like, foolishness still happening, though.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like celebrities.
Now dudes now you got celebrities in there threatening each other on Clubhouse every night.
I was like, wait, I'm sorry. Who? What rapper did what? Who else was on there all the time?
Whack 100.
That rapper. What was his name? Oh, I can't think of it.
21 Savage.
No. It's an older rapper.
Oh, I don't know.
Trick Daddy.
Oh my God.
He stayed on Clubhouse. I was like, what?
You know what's funny, man? Trick Daddy is only like a few years older than me. And he looked like somebody's granddad.
Yeah, I was like, really? In my head, he like 83. But I mean, I know he's not, but he looked like it.
Yeah. Trick Daddy got to be like 47 or something like that. Girl, come on. Too old for this.
Wow.
Too old for this one.
Yeah, because then he'd be... okay, let me stop.
So my thing... You being all politically correct. we gotta turn it up. We gotta put a few of these things of Tabasco in here. You know what I'm saying? My thing, like my memories of Clubhouse. I remember going in there, and you know, of course, you pick. You know how you pick and choose the categories that you want to, kind of be associated with, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be like gaming or music or sports or politics or what have you. So those are the ones that you would see on your feed, even if it was someone that you followed was in that room. Mm-hmm. Then you could see that what they in there, and that's kind of like how I came to see certain stuff. And I would see stuff, and I remember going in a couple rooms, and some people recognized who I was. You know what I mean? Just without me saying a word, like I would just be in there listening, and then I started getting that little notification. They want you to come up and speak, and then I would hear like, "You got Flock from GI, man, we need you to come up here and kick some." I'm just like, bro, I really didn't want to do that. But then, the more I would hear people talk, and how misinformed, and just how, not only misinformed but misled, people allowed themselves to be on that platform. It was just amazing, and I'm like, and there's people, and I would get up there, and there would be people up there just blatantly misinforming folks. Mm-hmm. And then I would go up there, and I would just kind of like stir up the room, and be like, man, I can't take this no more. Like, look, y'all asked me to come up here and speak. Look, I'm gonna say what needs to be said. I just heard this guy here, yada yada, whatever your name is, tell you all you need to do this, you need to do that, and the third. My question to you is, how's that working out for you? Because I just looked you up. Because Clubhouse was one of them things, man, where you had to walk it how you talk it, because the second you go in there and start talking, they gonna click on your name, whatever your links link to. They want to see if you the real deal.
Oh yeah.
That was one things I liked about it, because like when no people came in, I'm like, look, man, you can't tell them where you going if you don't even know where they going.
Yeah.
If you don't even know where you going.
You
know
ain't
what I mean?
even there yet.
Because it's the blind leading the blind up in there, and there was a lot of that. So I would go in and I would tell them like this, that, tell them what's what, and then people would be in there, doing the thumbs up or the clap, saying emotes and stuff. Like, yo, he gets it, and he knows what he's talking about. He like, and then people would ask me stuff, and you would get the same generic questions. How did you get partnered? How did you get this many people to view your video? How many get people in your stream? So I like, bro, you gotta put in the work, man. You get out of it what you put in it. Some of us it takes longer than others. Find your hook, find your angle. Don't try to be what everybody else is. You know what I mean? Don't try to do what everybody else doing. I'm telling people this stuff, and then I had somebody come in there before. I was like, well, I'm doing pretty good on TikTok right now, blah 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 blah. I'm like, they talk about banning TikTok every 6 months, right? So if that's what you want to hang your hat on, because you got like people say, oh, I got a video that went viral. Okay, I got a few that went viral on YouTube. What does that do for you? What does that do for you? Viral don't necessarily equate as you being popular or you being respected. It's like you had a catchy song on there, you did some little silly dance. Not everybody on there is laughing with you. Some of them are just laughing at you.
That's you. True.
You know what I mean? So my whole presence on Clubhouse was to kind of like set people straight, because people were in there misleading folks, and I didn't like that. So I would come in there and tell them like, no, this is what you all need to hear. Because my thing is, like, I tell people all the time, like, look, I'm a realist. I know there's a lot of people that's optimistic, and more power to you. You know what I mean? But me, I'm more of a realist, and I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to know. And some people, they need to hear that harsh reality. You know what I mean? They need to hear that hard truth. And like me, my thing with me, what made me different was I didn't care if it was male or female. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, some men didn't like taking the criticism or hearing that they didn't really know what they were talking about. Like, the weirdest thing I ever heard was a dude, I don't know if you was in there for this one. A dude told me he wanted to stream gaming, half his stream, and then go outside and stream himself cooking ribs. I can't make this stuff up.
That kind of sounds familiar.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know if you was in there for that one, but when he said that, I'm like, huh? And I remember me and my young boy Chaos, he's another member of the GI, the youngest member of GI. He was in there with me, and I'm like, wait a minute. You do know that you basically, even if, I'm like, no one's gonna watch you smoke ribs for 3 hours, bro. When they can watch someone else do it on YouTube in 10 minutes. Like, what? Yeah, it's like, I cannot make this up, man. Like, I'm a creative cat, but I can't make this stuff up. But I'm telling you, like,
was he gonna do a DJ set during those 3 hours?
I don't know what he thought he was gonna do.
Was it gonna be like cookout music? Was it gonna be like a cookout?
I'm like, bro, this not gonna work for you, man. That's not gonna work, because even if you, I'm like, let's assume you got 20 people in your stream while you doing it. And if they in there to watch you play a certain game, they're in there to watch you do that. What you do when you switch gears and do something completely different, you alienate that audience. You kind of like abandon that audience, unless you already have an established following. Like, I could do something like that. I have people asking me to cook, show myself cooking stuff all the time, because I post food on Instagram all the time, because I cook a lot and I go out, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a foodie.
So have you ever tried the marshmallow omelet?
The what?
I don't know if Nine Passion is still in here, but he cooks an omelet and he puts marshmallows in it.
My teeth are gritting right now just thinking about that. Like, I can. That's oh my god. No, I've never tried that.
I think you should try it.
Nah, I don't think I ever will.
Listen, I was like, that's wild, but I'm going to try it. It wasn't that bad, so I think you should do
marshmallow omelet. Anyways. Anyways, like, I hold, like, a lot of them conversations when y'all would be in there, we would be in there, I would be telling y'all stuff, and like we was talking about earlier, you all, like, a lot of times the ladies, the women were the most receptive of the information I was given, because I would come in and I would tell them, like, look, this is how I did it. I'm not gonna say it's working for you, but this is what I did. This is how I'm doing now. This is the stuff I did. I'm like, don't do this. Make sure you do that. You know, I was just giving like straight bullet points to everyone I felt like they should follow, and I felt like I had a proven track record in that because you know, I didn't get partnered because of who I knew, who I was associated with. You know what I'm saying? Who I was having sex with, or no, because that stuff goes on Twitch. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? What group of, you know what I'm saying? What group of whatever, you know, preference I have. Like a lot of people, like I didn't bully Twitch into, you know what I'm saying? Part of like that, a lot of that goes on, and a lot of y'all didn't know that, and I was trying to explain that to y'all. Like, don't think that everybody that got that earned it. And I told y'all exactly like how I did it, and I did it the hard way. And I also paid attention. I told them about, you know, take advantage if you're an affiliate. And I seen you mention in your Discord about doing some affiliate stuff. So, you know, taking advantage of those bounties that they give you and stuff like that. Like, you can get bounties, you can get paid to play games from Twitch. A lot of people don't tell them that. So I'm telling people all day, like, where you get that from? I'm like, if you're an affiliate, you know, say you should have got an email saying you available. Like, oh man, and then people will come back and DM me a week later, like, yo, I found it, man. Like, yo, I would have never known this had you not told me that. And that right there is why I was in there and why I was doing it. And because I didn't have nothing else to do. That wasn't it. Don't get me wrong, the pandemic made that available. You know what I'm saying, for me to do that. Because had it not been for the pandemic, I would have never been in Clubhouse. Just like I'm never on Facebook or whatever else, you know what I'm saying, people be on all day. That's why I was in there, because, you know, I had a little bit of extra time while I was at home.
Exactly. Like, I had the extra time. A lot of us had the extra time, so.
Yeah. Because I remember you used to do stuff like early in the morning, and I would be getting home from work at that time, and you'd be starting your stuff. And sometimes I would hop in there before I go to sleep. Just to listen in on y'all.
Because I would work out, and then I would start the room and hang out in there before I would work.
But yeah, Clubhouse was very interesting, man, because you had people in there that thought they knew everything, and it was a couple people that was in there, and a couple people that you probably still talk to this day. I checked them out, and I was like, sounds like my advice might have been a little more helpful to you. But I ain't gonna say no name, but I do remember looking. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, so you think you got all the answers? All right. Show me how that worked.
Yeah.
I'm just the person that it worked for, and you know, I tried to just get that knowledge, man. But like I said, shout out to the people that listen, and you know, they building their stuff off of that. Yes. Kind of like you.
Listen, I'm gonna listen to what people say. I'm gonna hear you and see how I can apply it to myself. And if I can, if it doesn't work for me, then I can share it to the next person.
Relationships is key, and you know that, man.
Yes. Build a community, build family. Family! Are you going to go see the new Fast and Furious? Fast and Furious 10?
Oh, boy. Fast and Furious, boy.
Hey, Maddie. Welcome in. Spider Queen. Pat, I appreciate you giving the sub. I thank you so much.
Fast and Furious, man.
Family!
Like, seeing The Rock stop a missile with his hands.
It could happen.
And yeah, seeing him going to space with a DeLorean.
And holding a helicopter.
A Fiero, I take that back. That was a Pontiac Fiero. Yeah, stuff like that. Come on, man. It's just got ridiculous.
Listen.
I don't think I'm going to go see it, though.
Physics means nothing.
It'll be on HBO Max in no time, and then I'll watch it then.
That's true. HBO, I'm so far behind on movies because I just like, oh, I'm going to watch them later. And I was like, oh, I just never made it. And HBO Max got them all lined up. It's like,
I seen they got a few of them. I don't think they got all of them, but I seen there was a few of them on there. But I've just been watching. I've just been going back. I'm on like season 3 on The Wire right now.
Okay.
So that's what I've been watching.
Doing a rewatch. Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong. I definitely.
One of the greatest shows. Probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Those shows like that. Then, you know, they don't have that stuff no more. Like I remember. Like being a kid, like you don't even have stuff to look forward to or watching no more. Like no one even has cable anymore because it's not worth watching anything, and it's too expensive. Like I remember the old Thursday Fox lineup with Martin, Living Single, and New York Undercover. I mean Thursday nights, man. We went to school on Fridays, man. We was talking about everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I miss, man. Being able, you know, have good solid television programming, man. But now it's I'm just watching. I'm just binge watching stuff like Hell's Kitchen and stuff like. I like watching cooking stuff. I
Oh,
love
the
cooking.
I binge watched the is it Kitchen Nightmares? Kitchen Nightmares, right?
Oh yeah, when he went to like the different places that had their restaurants and stuff. Yeah, I remember that.
I just
Some of them places were disgusting, man.
I was like, how Sway? I feel like I know like they make some stuff for fake, like for TV, but I don't know, some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Come on now. Okay, here's the hard hitting question of the night. Are you ready?
Of course.
What is your favorite video game of all time? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. What is your favorite game of all time? Does not have to be a video game. It could be a tabletop. It could be a card game. There's nothing wrong with picking spades or Uno. Board games. Monopoly causes fights. What is your favorite game of all time?
Oh man, you know what's crazy? Because it changes all the time.
Yeah. So you can do a top 5. Most people do a top 5 because they can't pick one. Or they pick one of each, like, type.
No, I'll just name 3 that's on the top of my head right now that I would narrow it down. That would be in rotation right now.
Okay.
Def Jam Fight for New York.
Oh, okay. Somebody else said that.
NBA Street Volume 2. Red Dead Redemption. The first one.
The first one.
Absolutely the first one. I did not like the second one. Yeah.
Were they doing a remake of that or a remastering?
They made a part 2. They made Red Dead Redemption 2
Yeah.
2 years ago. But yeah, those are 3 that's like top of my head right now. And 2 of those games were on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and to me, that's the greatest console ever put together.
PS2.
It has the best lineup, the best game catalog too.
Yeah. No, definitely was a great system.
That was another tier list that was interesting too when we did those the consoles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you throw in the handheld too, or?
I think so. I think we did add like PSP and Game Boy and stuff like that because I didn't want to make a separate one for just handhelds. But not everybody played all those handhelds.
That's true. And there were so many, like just in
There's a lot.
the versions of Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
There's way too many.
But there's other games that I would consider better games. But as far as like when I say my favorite,
yeah,
I look at it like what game did I play the most? Like if I say from last generation, if you ask like by generations, I would say if the PS4 era, I would say Ghost of Tsushima. Because that game I actually 100% in and I platinumed that game. And I would never have time to even attempt a platinum game. But I just love that game so much that I wanted to do everything you could do in the game.
Mm-hmm. That's how I was with Final Fantasy 15. I was like, oh nope, got 100%
So you big into Final Fantasy?
No, Final Fantasy 15 was the first one I ever played.
I had a really interesting Final Fantasy 7 remake stream, and I got a bounty for it, which meant they gave me the game for free.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have so many people in my chat, they pay me X amount of dollars for it. That's how those bounties work. So people were in there because they wanted to see me play this game, but I just don't like Final Fantasy 7 like everyone else does, and I was just so like uninterested that half the stream, like, cause I have to play it for an hour.
Okay.
So I spent half the stream like this. That's how half the stream was. I kid you not. Either that or I was like this. Yep. Got paid to play that game or play the game and like, cause I just wasn't really a fan of it. You know what I mean? I just wasn't, cause I didn't really care for Final Fantasy 7 back in the day on PlayStation.
I wasn't into the
like,
OG.
I like Final Fantasy 8 better than I did 7.
Yeah.
I like 8 better than I did 7, but I wasn't never a big Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, I never was. I used to watch like my brothers, like they would play it, and I would just kind of, be there and I would watch, but like I was never into it. It was never my thing. So I definitely didn't have the nostalgia of 7. So I'm like, I don't care about any of these characters.
I didn't care either.
And I don't like turn-based fighting at all. So I
Right.
was like, I'm never gonna play them. And then 15 was finally not turn-based. I was like, okay, I'll play this.
Yeah. I think the remake wasn't turn based though. I don't think.
No,
The remake
no.
wasn't turn based.
They
But I
made
just
it
still
action.
didn't. I still just didn't care. I
Yeah.
just didn't care. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Dang. Favorite game of all time. Like I'm sure the next time somebody asks me, I'll say something different.
Yeah. No, it
But
could
Red Dead Redemption is always gonna be in my top 3.
be your top. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And why it would like change from time to time. I totally understand that. So here's your question: what would you say to someone starting out as a streamer / content creator? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Be the most original version of yourself you can actually be, because no one ever just like, everyone's gonna always draw comparisons.
Mhm.
Someone's gonna always do something that someone else has done, but just don't come off as a blatant copy of someone else. Like, just because you're a fan of, I don't know, RDC World or whatever, don't come out trying to do the stuff that they do. You know, do what works for you. I mean, like I said, I can only speak for myself, but like I said, if you want to align yourself with a group of people to kind of bounce ideas and gain inspiration from, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Just know that, make it known that, look, I'm not this person. I'm my own self. So if you rock with me, because we have that issue with GI, because TBH is, you know what I'm saying, he basically the Beyonce of the group, and we know that, and it's like, okay, this is what it is, but you also have to, every individual have to show what they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like, when you get put in that position to shine, don't waste that opportunity. That's all I can say. Like, don't waste that opportunity. Don't try to be someone else. It's like I say, it's cool to be inspired, but don't be a carbon copy of someone else.
Mm.
I've just never been that. Like I said, my streams were always based on doing what I knew I was good at doing, and people got behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just, to me, that's just, I think it's more acceptable now in this generation. But when I came up, you couldn't be like, being like somebody else was considered corny.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, like it was considered corny. They called it what, biting, right? Is that
Yes.
what the word you use?
Yes.
They call it biting. Yeah, they call it biting. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you biting off this person? Like, I never could get into that. I just like being me. I didn't try to talk like anybody. I didn't try to act like anybody. I didn't try to look like nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I did what works for me, and I would just strongly suggest being the most authentic version of yourself, and let that happen. Just always bounce ideas off people that you respect on the intellectual level, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to bounce ideas off people. If you want to start off in a group with people, that's cool, as long as y'all got the same, like, similar interests, because make sure you're not just being put together. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's people that you genuinely rock with, because if you constantly just getting paired up with people, chemistry ain't gonna be there. Like me, I like to think I'm a Swiss Army knife, because I can do some of everything. Like, depending on what the situation is, I can be the screwdriver, I can be the knife, I can be the wine, the cork, you know what I'm saying? I can be the cork opener, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do all of that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't try to do the stuff that I'm not comfortable doing. I just know how to stay in my lane. I suggest everybody else does that too.
Yeah. Stay in your lane and make it the best lane possible.
Build your community, build your fan base, because your core fan base is who should always dictate your pace.
Mm-hmm.
And once you turn your back on your core fan base, ooh, good luck ever trying to get them back or create a new one. And when you try to create a new one, who's to say that's going to even work? Because it might be short term.
True. That's true. No, you got to be true to yourself, true to your fans, and build a strong community around you.
I'm just going to be me. Like I said, like, you love it or hate it, I'm
Yeah.
going to be me.
Yeah.
I'd rather, like, my thing, I'd rather you hate me for who I am than love me for who I'm not. So.
Hey, listen, that's a message right there. Message. Y'all listen now. That's real.
That's real talk, man. That's the real on the real right there.
It's for real, for real. Deuce Man, hi. How are you? Welcome in. Sorry, I don't have a new workout video for you on Twitter. I apologize for that. There'll be one tomorrow. Um, so, just to wrap it up, we're at the very end. Do you have any additional thoughts or comments or anything that you want to explore?
No, I got a question though for you since you brought up the workout stuff.
Yes.
You got what? I mean, we all. I mean, anybody working out, I would assume they have a goal they're trying to get, right?
Yeah.
So you have a goal that you're trying to hit, right?
Yes.
So do you feel like, and this has everything to do with what we've been talking about. That's why I'm setting my scene. So you said you have a goal. Would you feel like now? Do you feel like you where you need to be at this stage as opposed to where you started?
I am. So my goal overall is to become stronger. That was the overall goal, and I plan to do a weightlifting competition at sometime in the summer. My trainer's looking into one for me. So yes, like when I first started, like I couldn't deadlift like anything, like at all. And now like I can deadlift, 175, and we're pushing for more. We keep going. My bench press was trash, but we're working on it. But I'm like, I got little legs, and it's weird to bench press when your feet can't touch the ground. So
Right.
it's like, because you gotta like get the right form, and I'm like tippy toe.
Yeah, you push off with your legs.
Yeah, so it's just funny because they're like, put your feet on the ground. I'm like, they're swinging. So it's this whole thing. But yeah, no, like the goal was to become stronger, and every time that I see him put back a weight and grab something heavier that I couldn't do before is amazing. And I just can't wait to see like how much further I can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. Because I was gonna get to the next. Like, okay, well, you feel like you're not where you are. Then what you gonna do? Are you just gonna quit, or I was definitely gonna go there. Because in this field that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
that happens a lot. That happens so often. And what I wanted to say to people that watch you or people that just in and out of here or whatever that can take something from it is like you have to realize anything that can happen overnight is not really worth trying to attain.
Sure.
So just know, like, if it's worth having, you got to work for it. You feel like it's real. If you want it to have a lasting effect, because I feel like you appreciate it more when you put in the work.
Yeah. No.
None of us got what we are overnight. It's no different than people say, oh, things get easier after time, or you do something for like. In no way in life does things get easier. Like, you work a job and it's hard at first. What I mean? It didn't get easier. I mean? You go and drive somewhere, you learn how to drive. It didn't get easier. It didn't get this, it didn't get that. Like, anything that happens, like in real life, like you get sick or you get hurt or something like that, it didn't get easier. You just learn how to deal with it better.
Yes, you got better at it.
Yeah, you just got better at dealing with it. So, don't feel like everything is going to get easier. It's going to get easier before it gets tough. Nah, you just got to learn how to deal with the mess that surrounds you.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in perspective. Food for thought. You do the dishes.
All right. I love it. All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, listening to the infamous. We're going with infamous.
Oh my God.
Flock leader.
I suppose.
I mean, you looked at me crazy when I said famous, so I'm going with infamous.
I mean, apparently I'm a public figure, and I never looked at it like that until I was, that was brought to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can accept that.
Yes.
Take
that.
I'm just a humble dude, man. Like, real talk. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Who cares? At the end of the day, I'm just a regular dude like everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly. So, thank you again for being here and agreeing to do Gamer Corner. I appreciate you.
No problem.
I know you said
I got you.
I know you're super busy with everything. Is there a planned stream anytime soon, or just stay tuned.
I should
Have the
probably-
notifications on.
I should probably try and do one either Thursday or Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Yes.
I swear I don't even know.
I know the days all become a blur.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
today's Wednesday. I'm gonna try to do one either. Well, tomorrow I'm actually coaching, so I gotta do this practice thing tomorrow. So Friday, I might try to do something Friday.
Mhm.
And like I said, I still got games. I play that and other stuff I need to do. I need to get something going, like take it back to what people know me for on Twitch. Because I do want to get back into doing the streaming thing, man. It's just been hard to get to it. So like I always kind of put it out there when I do, like in advance, like yo, we out here tonight.
Mhm.
Make sure you come check. Because I always try to build that. And I meant to tell you that, but you had already did it. So it's like kind of build that anticipation, like I always talk about. So the people that really rock with you, they'll be there and check you out.
Yep. They
So,
know.
and then do it again as you're going. And you know, when I'm in Discord with my other homies and stuff, and they stream, and somebody like, yo, you streaming? So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow though. And everybody be like, yo, cool, let's hop in. We on. So
Okay.
we up. I'm gonna try to do something Friday though.
All right. So y'all, I dropped the link again for y'all to check out Flock Leader. I've known him for I guess 2 years now.
Yeah, a little over 2
A
years.
little over 2 years now. Yep.
Yeah, cause Clubhouse was like 2020, like the end of 2020, right? Or was it 2021, beginning of the year?
No.
Something like that.
It was somewhere in 2020. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna say 2
Yeah,
years.
let's
Let's just go with that because I don't know everything.
Yeah, the specifics is like not my thing right
Yeah,
now.
it
so I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
it
know.
kind of blurred together. So again, thank you everybody for being here. We usually have the guests guide the raid. However, the BIPOC Streamer Awards, we're currently working on getting our channel to affiliate. So we're gonna raid into Don't Be Jealous, our producer who is currently streaming Splatoon 3. So we're gonna go show her some love as we are on day 4 of this affiliate journey. I realized why does it have to be 7 freaking days? It's so extra. It couldn't be 3 days. We would have been done. No, it has to be 7. So we're gonna head on over to there. So thank you everybody. Thank you again, Flock. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all make sure you go check them out. Get those notifications on. So you know, even though notifications come in like 20 minutes after the person goes live, they be so delayed sometimes. I don't know. Alright, so let me hit this raid button. Y'all stick around. Make sure y'all show some love. Refresh the tab and hang out over there. Alright. Bye. Raid out. Raid out.